Nigeria needs more money to execute developmental projects and give citizens a better life. And to achieve this, there is a need to recover stolen funds, block leakages, and stop terrorism financing. This is the focus of this management retreat by the Nigerian Financial Intelligence Unit (NFIU), the body established based on global standards that promote effective implementation of legal, regulatory, and operational measures to combat money laundering, terrorism financing. Nigeria's Attorney General says the government supports the NFIU to carry out its function to address all forms of money laundering and terrorism financing.
Money laundering, terrorism financing, and other serious crimes are transnational in nature. Our ability as members of the criminal justice system to combat these illicit activities requires access to timely, reliable, and actionable financial intelligence from both domestic and international sources. Without credible intelligence on how criminals move, store, and use proceeds of their illicit activities, we are unable to remove the most critical element of the crime, the funds that accrue and incentivize further criminal acts.
The NFIU sits at the nexus of the law enforcement and regulatory architecture underpinning the country's anti-money laundering and counter-financing of terrorism and proliferation framework. Our primary role is to ensure that we are able to leverage the multiple sources of information and data we have access to in order to provide national and international competent authorities with the intelligence they require to investigate crimes and prosecute criminals. This role, by necessity, ensures that we must take a collaborative approach to our work. We recognize that without all of you, from the institutions that act as gatekeepers to the competent authorities that follow the money, the prosecutors and judiciary that ensure appropriate sanctions are applied for violations of the law.
Minister of Budget and National Planning says NFIU is key to ensuring Nigeria's rating in the fight against corruption index and to help stop illegal outflow of the nation's funds.
We need confidence and integrity and soundness in our financial system. The rating agencies are not so generous with us, maybe not only us, or indeed all countries in our. So we must help ourselves, and what NFIU does in terms of safeguarding the financial system so that the distortionary elements that are tiny, that cannot support our dream, are kept at bay and even ring-fenced and punished.
In consequence of the menace of drug trafficking and money laundering, the NDLEA has, in the last 3 years, made over 52,000 arrests, including 50 drug barons. We have convicted 9,039 criminals and seized over 7,600 tons of illicit substances, while 1,057 hectares of cannabis farms have been destroyed deep in the forests in parts of this country.
The retreat draws participants from anti-corruption agencies in the country, security formations, the Central Bank, the Nigerian Communication Commission, and other relevant stakeholders.